welcome. Welcome to this Sunday of transfiguration, of transformation. Within the church year, this Sunday is the last Sunday that we look to as part of these Sundays that come after Epiphany. It is a bookend, so to speak, that dates back 2 months ago. For you see, there on December 24th, December 25th, we celebrated. We celebrated a way in which God is made known among the people. On December 24th, on December 25th, we celebrated the Christ Mass. That this one, as the stories told, born in Bethlehem. This one, born of a teenage mother, of a father trying to make sense of the whole situation. Born in a country, a place longing for hope. But there, God is revealed. God is made known among the people. An infant. And over the course of the last nearly 2 months, we have heard story after story, and each one is to give us a glimpse, a revelation of who this one, born in Bethlehem, is, and what he is to be about. We have heard of him reaching out and touching people, bringing healing. We have heard of one bearing witness to those who have been oppressed. We hear and see one who engages the disciples in a witness of promise, of hope. And today we come with this capstone, this incredible vision of Jesus up on the mountaintop. Now we should know that whenever the idea of the mountain comes up, the geography is lifted up as the high place, that we are called to pay attention, to make special note that it is on the mountaintop where God has been revealed over history. That there at the mountaintop, Moses encountered God, receiving the 10 Commandments. That at the mountaintop, Elijah experienced God. There are the story after story of images leading us forward, and now, here we have Jesus going up with 3 trusted friends to the mountain. And there at the mountain, something incredible happens. His clothes become white, beyond what we can imagine in terms of our best bleached cotton. That there at the mountain, Jesus shines radiantly. And these 3 trusted friends see him standing with 2 others whom they recognize, which is always a little bizarre to me, knowing that they've only had the stories passed down over the generations. They really have no sense of what Moses and Elijah looked like, but there's something there that clues them in. That there are Moses and Elijah standing at the mountaintop next to Jesus. It is kind of a spectacle of holy men, so to speak. These 3 that offer words of wisdom, of hope, of challenge. These 3 who offer voices, prophetic voices. These 3, 2 of whom have been leaders for the people, and 1 whom they are putting great trust in now. They stand there, and at first, they don't get it. They don't see. You see, Peter, early on in this scripture, refers to Jesus as rabbi, teacher. And yet, within the context, there is movement. That something more is to be revealed here. Now, if we back up a little bit in the Gospel of Mark, there's a wonderful story leading up to this of Jesus healing a blind man. Jesus reaches out and touches him, brings healing and sight to his eyes. Kind of. It takes 2 times for Jesus to get it right in that story. The first time the man looks up and he says, well, I kind of see, but people seem to look like moving trees. And so Jesus has to reach out and touch him and heal him again. And I think that story leads us into this conversation that sometimes we don't quite get it right on the first try. That sometimes it takes a couple attempts to tap into what is really going on. For you see, at the end of the day, this man looks forward and he sees the world with new eyes and he sees Jesus in a new way. Similarly, here on the mountaintop, Peter and the disciples first look at Jesus in one way, as Sandy pointed out, but soon their vision changes and they see something beyond what look to be moving trees. Something that looks beyond just this one who is teacher. That in this one, there is a voice sounding over and resting on, a voice sounding through. This echo continues as we read this scripture and as we imagine, perhaps with a James Earl Jones sort of voice, "This is my beloved Son." How low can you go with this? How resonating and deep. This voice echoing over Jesus. And then this command, listen to him. Listen to him. Wonderful instructions. But how often do we actually get it right? Now, Peter's inclination, and we like to fault Peter at different times, that he, more often than the others, just doesn't seem to quite clue in as quickly. And here, Peter just says, let's build 3 booths. Let's stay here. But if we tap into what the tradition was, then we recognize the significance of this. You see, the idea of building booths or dwelling places for that which was holy is a long witness within the Hebrew tradition. It's what you do. Remember, as they traveled through the wilderness, they wanted this understanding that God traveled with them. That God dwelt with them. So they built a tabernacle, a booth, in which God would be present. For that was their understanding. An understanding of recognizing the holy there among them. And Peter is reflecting on that, I think. The idea that the holy is here in this place. Let us build the booths and recognize this holy space, and let's stay here. Let's stay here on the mountaintop. Jesus, however, has another vision for the people. It's not about the mountaintop. It's not about a particular booth, or even 3 booths, or a particular space. The ministry that Jesus is called to is one that is deeply about the world. It is deeply about the people, about the relationship. And so Jesus calls them to leave the mountain, to go out into the world, to live and proclaim a new witness.